So look, here's the thing. I've been a Star Wars fan my whole life. Like, as long back as I can remember after having seen A New Hope, which was not called A New Hope back then for the first time. I've loved Star Wars. The prequels, right? I can remember when they came out. They, at the time, a lot of people may not remember this, but they were really controversial. They didn't feel like the original trilogy, but I still enjoyed them because they felt like Star Wars, for the most part. And over time, people have come to appreciate a lot of what those were able to accomplish with Anakin and Obi-Wan, Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, all that. Even the sequel trilogy, right? Obviously, toward the end of that, especially with The Last Jedi and then, of course, Revenge of the Sith, it got a little controversial, but I still respected the story. In the end, I like what they were trying to do. I like that The Last Jedi did something different. It took some risks narratively, and I appreciated that. I think... not Revenge of the Sith, Rise of Skywalker, sorry. Rise of Skywalker, it was a little bit repetitive. It didn't do anything all that original, but it served as a capper that I could at least appreciate given sort of the Skywalker story. A lot of people may not agree with that. I liked Andor. I like Solo. I like The Mandalorian. I like all the side projects, really. I found something that felt Star Warsy enough for me to be invested in it. I like the characters. I like the writing. With The Acolyte, this third episode, I hate to report this, but it's just dumb. It's just dumb. So, the first two episodes had a little bit of promise. I wasn't super invested. I just kind of said, it's Star Wars, so I'll probably keep watching it just because. Let's see what these characters can do. Let's see what the writers, decide to take this, and we'll sort of see where it ends up. With this third episode, you've got all kinds of things happening. Obviously, spoiler warning, so if you want to watch the episode before being spoiled about what happens, then go ahead and do that and then come back. But basically, in a nutshell, what you've got here are these twins, Osha and May, I believe their names are, who are part of a coven, we find out, with their background. So witches have percolated into Star Wars. Maybe that was part of the novelizations at some point, kind of the novel canon universe. But we've got a coven of witches on this planet. And then we've got sort of dark side powers, but I guess not really, kind of gray powers a little bit, that are being used to create children somehow in a very sort of nondescript, vague way. But I think the execution of all of this is just something that I don't really care for. I don't like where they're taking the story. I think that this doesn't really feel like Star Wars to me. It just feels like this weird... I don't know, kind of magical, I don't say magical realism, but this weird magical spin on the Star Wars universe, where in this episode you have these two, it's a whole flashback episode basically, but you've got these two twins from the first two episodes who are attending a ceremony called the Ascension, where they become a part of the coven. But there's this whole chanting scene, and I literally was laughing out loud during it when one of the participants of the coven starts shouting these random phrases, and they have this thing they keep saying where it's like, the two are one or many, and it just, I don't know, it just felt cheesy and super stupid, and I hate to say that, but I didn't like it at all. I thought it was really dumb, and I couldn't take any of it seriously or find any of it even moderately entertaining. The Jedi show up, Master Saul, who's in the first two episodes, along with Carrie Fisher's character, who gets killed. Not Carrie Fisher, Carrie Ann Moss. I'm getting my Star Wars actresses confused here a little bit, but Carrie Ann Moss's character shows up. I think it's Master Sindara. I can't remember exactly what the name is, but they realize that these children are there and that the Republic has the right to test them to see if they can become Padawans and be brought back to Coruscant and all of that. And there's sort of a push and pull there. And then one of the twins decides to go full dark side and start a fire and murder everybody that's there at this location. And there's this one scene later in the episode where they're on a bridge and they keep saying, "What have you done?" back and forth. And it's almost like a parody. That one of the twins says, "What have you done?" The other goes, "What have you done?" Then the other says, "No, but what have you done?" And it's just like, this is the writing. This is what we've got. Yeah, this is stupid. Like, I don't really care about this show. I hope that it gets better. The Star Wars fan inside of me feels like I need to kind of see it through, but I feel like it's going to be a painful experience to do that based on what's happened so far. I just don't care about the way they're handling the mythology. I don't like the way the story is developing. And this is not a slight on the actors, the actresses, or anything like that. It's more honestly the writing. Like, I don't like the writing here. I don't like the direction they're taking the Star Wars mythos. So for me, this is very quickly tanking, and I have very little incentive to continue watching it. And I hate to say that, but this is just one Star Wars fan's opinion about The Acolyte and kind of where it's headed. So if you've seen it, let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you completely disagree with me? Do you find more to like about this than I did? I hope this becomes something better. At this point, I just really am excited about the Mandalorian film, which we're going to get, I think, in the next year, whenever that's done. And then Andor season 2. But beyond that, the Acolyte, maybe I'll finish watching it because it's Star Wars and because I've got that sort of impulse to finish all things Star Wars, but I am not excited about it. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, thanks so much for watching.